Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. New Spider-Man promo, and they gave us a much better look at the new Iron Man armor. It's Mark 47. Whole bunch of Marvel stuff happening today. There's a new Spider-Man giveaway happening. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber or leave a comment on this video. So there's a couple things that don't appear in that promo that the suit can do, but all the stuff they've explained so far about the suit and shown off in these types of promos is the stuff that we've seen in the trailers so far. The one thing it has that we haven't seen yet is an AI just like Tony Stark's suit. Now, as of the end of Age of Ultron, Tony Stark has been using the Friday AI system in his Iron Man armors, but he also has the Jocasta memory stick here. There are several others. It could be any one of these, or it could be a new one. I have a feeling that it'll be something with a certain level of significance to Spider-Man's character. I know a lot of you are hoping that it's named Ben, just an eye wink to Uncle Ben, who they're kind of sidestepping in the movie without completely cutting his story out. You can't do Spider-Man without Uncle Ben, but you don't necessarily have to show that scene over and over again. Like, you don't have to see Bruce Wayne's parents get killed in Crime Alley every time you see a Batman movie. We learn about the Back to the Future sneaker-style auto-fit technology. That's one of my favorite things about the suit. Just as a joke, they actually sold a version of those in real life. You just stick them on and the laces will tighten to however big your feet are. So shrink-wrap Spider-Man's suit will just conform to however big he gets. And he's a teenager, so yeah, I mean, he's gonna grow a little bit. But I think the idea is that down the road, if he bulks up big time, then they won't have to automatically resize the suit. It's like a one-size-fits-all type of suit. We haven't seen much from the drone they demo here. We've only seen it detach from his suit. We've never seen it actually collect information and send it into the AI system, because everybody's wondering if they're going to break with past tradition and actually show you what it looks like inside Spider-Man's mask, the way they show you what it looks like inside Iron Man's helmet. That was one of the coolest things when that first Iron Man movie came out. You guys can let me know how you feel about that. Typically, it's something Spider-Man movies have avoided because it's always been a cloth version, so you don't really need to see inside the mask. But because this is Stark tech, there's irises that resize depending on what he wants to look at or focus on or how much light he wants to allow in. And now he's going to be getting a whole bunch of extra data, but it looks like a lot of that is also processed through his gauntlets too. You see a better picture of it here when Ned Leeds is playing around with the mask, like this funny scene. He has like this big hologram pop up from the gauntlet. Most of the information that the suit collects will probably just be read out in that form, just because 3D holograms look really cool. Because there's so much Iron Man in this movie, I think they want to avoid trying to turn it into an outright Iron Man movie that just has a lot of Spider-Man in it. That's been one of the complaints about the trailers so far, is that there's so much Iron Man, he's such a big part of the story, but I think you'll be surprised by his presence in the film. Yes, they're relying on him heavily for some of the big plot elements, but at its core, Spider-Man's journey is the engine that drives the film. So the grenade webbing is really cool, but we gotta talk about the version of the Iron Man costume that he's getting in this movie. So this is clearly the Ultimate Iron Man costume. They're borrowing a lot of Ultimate Spider-Man elements from that comic book for the characters, like Ned Leeds here is very clearly a version of Genki. Michelle Gonzalez could be who this character is. They were calling her Michelle. A lot of people think that she might be Mary Jane in disguise and they're just using a fake name. That's all speculation. For now, we'll just assume that she's a version of Michelle, and they're just borrowing a lot of things from the comics so that it looks very different from Spider-Man films that have come before. That was really like their number one thing. Do things that we've never done before. So that's mostly the much younger setting, much younger version of the character and the villains that they pick. So what they're calling this is the Mark 49 armor. It's just silver and red instead of being gold and red. And obviously the different armors have slightly different functions. For now, we'll call this the Spider-Man Rescue Armor. Spider-Man messed up big time, we need to help save him. So you see all these drones pop out during this big ferry save. Those look like they come off of the armor, so they're just one of the additional functions that his previous armors didn't have. So typically when he does get new armor, it's just in service of whatever the plot needs of him to do. So like during Iron Man 3, when you saw billions and billions of armor, it was just really like meant to be a funny throwaway thing, like Tony Stark got super crazy in his basement when all Howard Hughes and made all these specific armors for very specific functions. Like the Igor one was for heavy lifting, he had modular armors, he had the Heat Seeker armor, he had speed armors. We haven't seen the stealth armor yet. There was the space armor that we got a teaser for that was a bit of a misdirect. So I'm hoping that when we get to Infinity War, we see like another Iron Man 3 style shot with a bunch of different armors, even though he's probably only going to wear one or two different suits. But I know it's kind of hard to tell just looking from the trailer. If you wondered, this silver is not vibranium. Black Panther wouldn't give that up that easily, and he hasn't joined the Avengers yet. That was a big question after I posted my Black Panther video. Is he part of the Avengers now? Because they did kind of work together. Technically, no. I think it'll be a version of the way he joined in the comics. So what happened in the comics is when Black Panther first came around, he joined the Avengers just to make sure that they weren't a threat to his homeland of Wakanda because of a lot of the same reasons that they start Civil War with. Like, look at all these terrible collateral damage situations that you've caused. Sokovia, the Battle of New York, people get hurt wherever you go, even though you're trying to do good things. So Black Panther sees this happening and people are using vibranium to try and create adamantium. The funny thing about adamantium in the Marvel comics, I know they don't have it in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but when they were originally trying to create adamantium, they were really trying to replicate vibranium and they created adamantium accidentally. So adamantium is a vibranium alloy. That's why it's so strong. They say it's indestructible, but that's mostly specific to the X-Men universe. The best way to think about it is that vibranium is a stronger metal. It's made to nullify all force that hits it, but technically adamantium is more durable. And then you talk about Uru metal, so that's the Thor comic, so that's completely different too. So Uru metal versus adamantium versus vibranium would be a really good fight in the Marvel Universe if they can ever get Fantastic Four X-Men crossover. But like I said, Black Panther in the comics, when he first met the Avengers, was very mistrustful of them. He has not changed his stance since the end of Civil War, but he is open to treating with other nations. They've opened up their borders. That was the whole point of Black Panther's father's storyline in Civil War before he was killed. So even if Black Panther does like some of the other characters and is open to the idea of working with them, he has not officially joined anybody's team yet. And there's no way he'd allow their most precious resource into the hands of someone that he didn't trust completely, and I don't think that he trusts Tony Stark completely. I think they're saving that for Infinity War. I'm really hoping for a Nick Fury Iron Man 1 Avengers-style post-credit scene during the Black Panther movie where Tony Stark comes to invite Black Panther to join the Avengers, because they've already confirmed that Iron Man is going to be the one to see the threat of Thanos and the Infinity Gems, and he has to bring everybody together even though they've split apart since the end of Civil War. So there's going to be somebody to go ask Black Panther to come be part of their special Avengers club. It's going to be Tony Stark. But just do not hold your breath for the other Avengers characters getting vibranium variants of their costumes. Now, there was the time during Fear itself where they got the Uru variants of all their costumes. That was badass. Uru Iron Man armor, Uru Spider-Man armor. Maybe eventually Thor can help out with that. And I know we've been talking about Avengers 4. Kevin Feige said that the title of that is a secret because it's a spoiler for the first Infinity War film, so I'll probably do a video for that. A lot of you have asked for me to do a comic book video about Marvel Legacy and how it's bringing back all its old characters. There's a whole bunch of craziness happening in the comics that has nothing to do with what's happening in the movies, so if you do want me to do comic book Marvel videos, just let me know in the comments. But I'll announce the winner of that Spider-Man giveaway the next time I post a Marvel video. There's going to be some new Flash dropping tomorrow, so everybody make sure you check it out. While you wait for that, click here for my non-spoilery Guardians of the Galaxy 2 review, and you can click here for brand new Black Panther. Thank you so much for watching. Let's high five. I'll see you guys in the next video.